Bonk, a Godzilla movie marathon where we're stomping through Godzilla's filmography. I'm Derek, and I've seen all the Godzilla movies.
And I'm Doug, and I've seen 15 Godzilla movies.
And we actually have a special bonus episode today, because today we are here with Shawn Pryor, author of many things, but in particular, we're here to talk to him about his new book, Kaiju Unleashed, an illustrated guide to the world of strange beasts. Shawn, how is it going?
Derek, Doug, things are going well. It'll be even better once we finish unpacking around this house. But I don't expect that to happen during the holiday season. But I am doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you both for having me on the show.
Absolutely. I mean, thank you for writing a really cool book, first of all. It's really pretty, I have to say. So far, we'll talk about it in a second. The worst thing about this book is that it's big, which means that it's going to be hard for me to flip through it while we're recording the podcast. That's the downside to it. But it's really cool.
Awesome.
Tell our listeners a little bit about Kaiju Unleashed.
Okay, so Kaiju Unleashed, an illustrated guide to the world of strange beasts. It's a comprehensive book for those that are curious about kaiju and kaiju cinema and all the things that surround it, and also for those who aren't experts in it, and for those who are somewhat experts in it, this book is for them. It's for both parties. So you get to learn about the films, the Godzilla films, Rodan, Gamera. You also get to learn about the MonsterVerse. You get to learn TV shows, American monster movies, because one of the inspirations for the original Godzilla was an American monster film. And
right.
so American monster movies, international kaiju films. So if you want to know about janky films like Reptilicus, it's the perfect book. Like I said, cartoons, comic books, video games. We talk about Hotel Gracery, which is the hotel in Japan that has the Godzilla head on top of it. Mm-hmm. That on certain hours, the eyes glow and atomic breath comes out. And
Yep.
And there are 2 special Godzilla themed hotel rooms in there. And one day when I get grown and have actual money, I would love to go to that hotel. I would love to. But so the book has it's a little bit of everything. And we also briefly talk about Ultraman in this book, for the simple fact that Ultraman is iconic, and he also that character also battles many kaiju and many monsters. So I we could write a whole book about Ultraman because there's so many generations. Okay, there's so many ultra generations, but I just wanted to put a snippet in there so people could get a taste, especially in this era of all these streaming apps, with Tokusatsu playing Ultraman, Kamen Rider, Gridman, and all that stuff 24 hours a day, and Godzilla movies too. For those folks well, I want to know a little bit more about it. Well, it's in this book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. First of all, this might be bad form, not to make you jealous. In a couple of weeks, I have a trip booked to Japan, and I do have one night stay booked in the Godzilla room at Hotel Gracery.
That is amazing. That is great. Oh,
I'm more excited than I've ever been in my life for that one night there.
You should be.
Yeah.
That is incredible. That is incredible. I hope you have the best time ever. There's a little bit of jealousy, but I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad.
Thank you. You're right, though. It is really expensive. So,
Listen, enjoy yourself before 2025 come around. That's all I'm going to say.
You got it.
Yep. I might just not come back. I might just stay there. Yes. But back to you, though. I think one of the most surprising things for me when I first going through the book was that Godzilla's on the cover. We're a Godzilla podcast. We're oh yeah, Godzilla. And then the deeper you go into it, it's oh no, you're covering a wide swath of of kaiju stuff from all around the world, which I think makes this kind of distinct from a lot of other books that are out there, because a lot of other books are very focused on one specific element and usually a major franchise thing. And I thought that is really, really cool that you approached it that way.
Oh, thank you. When I was offered to write this book with Quarto / Epic Inc., they had asked me, they're well, how do you envision the book? How do you see it? And I said, well, I told him it feels that it needs to encompass like a ton of kaiju, and like Godzilla is the center of that universe. But there are things that help, spearhead Godzilla, and there's all these things that spun off from Godzilla, and all these inspirations that led to other things not Godzilla like, and we need to talk about all of it, and like all the forms of media, and like everything possible. And they were like, "Oh, okay, it sounds good." And then like I came back in the call and I was like, I don't think y'all understand how big the scope is on this book. See, because like originally, like I think like a year or two before, they did a book about horror movies, similar to Kaiju Unleashed. And like I don't like scary movies, but that book was particularly awesome because once again, it wasn't just okay, we're talking about Friday the 13th. It's like, it's like, here's Halloween, here's Friday the 13th, here's some other scary stuff from back in the day. And it was just this beautiful blend of, all different types of horror movies. And like, I was like, this is fascinating. And so when they were like, yeah, we're going to do a kaiju book, I said, well, I'd love to. But the cool thing about it is also I had like this really great editor, Katie McGuire, because like she asked me, and this is the whole thing, like they gave me so much flexibility and freedom in writing this book. But the thing is, like, we had a tight time. I mean, it was tight. The book was offered to me in November of 2023. I had to finish it by March of 2024.
Oh my God.
And then we did edits in April. We did edits in April and got it out there. And while doing all of that, Katie was like, do you have a wish list for images to put in the book to see what we can get cleared and what we can't get cleared? And like I was just sending images left and right. I mean, like literally every other day, I'm like, well, here's a ton of links to pictures, and it'd just be like 100 images. And I'm like, I'm not gonna click on all these links because I would not do that, but I'm gonna send it to you anyway. And but like they put so much stuff in there, including stuff I didn't even think of. And and like, because like especially with like a lot of the old school posters, like I think that's great.
Yeah, that's funny. That's like one of the notes that I had when I was taking notes that like Doug can see here was specifically like there's a lot of really cool archival posters in this. Like I'm sure it's not that hard to find that if you were searching on the internet, but like you would have to know what you're looking for, and I wouldn't even know what a lot of the like international Godzilla movie posters even look like, like that they even exist. It's so cool to see stuff like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like once again, it just gives the reader a taste of like, Godzilla is just more than, in like America's eyes, just this big, monster movie. Like it has different feelings and tones for like different parts of the world. And I've said this on many podcasts. There's a YouTube channel called Accented Cinema. And they had like this special episode where they talk about Godzilla and how they specify, said in Japan, Godzilla is about Japan. Yeah. In America, Godzilla is about Godzilla. And so like it's viewed differently, and like and you can even see that like in the original films, like how the edits are for the American versions of the film, like the insertion of Raymond Burr, who I like is Dr. Steve Martin. Like I like both versions of the original Godzilla. I think they're both great. And Raymond Burr as Dr. Steve Martin takes that very, very seriously. He takes that role very seriously. Even when he came back to do Godzilla in 1984, 85, which, like, once again, this was with a different picture company. It was like New World. It was Roger Corman's production company. World, may he rest in peace. Man, that man recycled so many movies over and over and over again. He was like, we can make all these movies for $2 million a piece, and and I will reap all the profits. But that's a tangent. I'm not going to go there. Anyway, so when they get the rights to basically get the rights for the footage for the Godzilla film, they said, okay, this is going to basically be a direct sequel in a lot of ways to the original Godzilla. And so like they asked Raymond Burr to come back to reprise the role. And Raymond Burr was like, listen, I'll do it, but you're going to take this seriously. This is not a joke. This will not be a joke. This will not be for laughs. We are going to take this serious. And they're like, okay, that's fine. And so upon doing that, once again, you're dealing with Roger Corman. So they get like big sponsorship from Dr. Pepper, which basically
Yep.
paid for a majority of the production. But then you'll have scenes where, like, a general and another military person are walking down a hallway, and there's a big Dr. Pepper machine like right in the middle of the
It's
hallway.
incredible.
You know,
It's incredible.
there's like a scene like this, like really crucial, like a real crucial part of the story, and things are so tense, and like you see all these people being serious, and you see this one guy in the control room sipping like a can of like Dr. Pepper, like, oh my god. And I'm like, you've taken everybody out of the story when you do stuff like that. So
yeah.
so yeah, man, that's why you can't find that film anymore. You cannot find the American Godzilla 1984, 1985. You can't find
1985. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
because Toho
I have a rip of it from the laser disc, I think, as a file. That's how I have it right now.
Fair.
Yep. Because yeah, you can't find it anywhere.
Because Toho was like, you ain't never seeing that again. You will never see this film again. Go watch the original version.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've always been curious about this because with these types of books that are sort of like both kind of reference books and historical books, but also things where like you still have plenty of your own voice in it. Like you still are voicing your own thoughts and opinions and critiques when they're sort of relevant. And I'm always curious, like as a writer, how do you approach kind of finding that balance and things like this, where you're like, you want to present the facts to people who are reading it, but you also do still want to put yourself into it too.
Right. That was a major challenge for me because I had never written a book of this type of stature or style before. I've written all kinds of books. I've written graphic novels, comics, prose for
Right.
children's books, YA, like all types of books, historical stuff. So, but the thing is that like I wanted to make sure that we're giving you factual information, but there are moments where like I need to be able to tell a joke. I need to be able to lighten the mood here. Like things like the Kaiju facts. The Kaiju facts were something that like I was talking with Katie about, and Katie brought it up. She was like, "Do you think that would be a good idea?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I think that's a great idea because it's a perfect segue, and it's kind of like that bridge that like because everybody's you're seriously reading this book, learning this history, and it's just like, oh, well, I didn't know that. Well, that's cool, and like it's something that you don't need to write like 3 or 4 pages. It's just like a little fact. Plus, I got to throw a SpongeBob joke in there, so that that's great. But like the thing is that they also had like a certain writing style that they wanted for the book, and like I had to get accustomed to that. I had to definitely get accustomed to that, and that took a little bit. But like they let me go all in completely.
That's awesome.
Yes, and if you hear tippa tappa in the background, I apologize. The dogs have broken into my room. and so I am very sorry. Like my life is a sitcom, so
that's fine.
So moments like this happen all the time.
Yeah,
you gotta embrace them.
Yes.
Dogs in the background, that's a feature, not a bug. That's
right.
No
okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Oh man. Well, as you were doing your research through this, because I have to imagine you hadn't seen every single kaiju movie ever made before going to this book. Maybe you have, but I have to imagine there were some that you hadn't. Like, what was there anything in particular that you learned, like kaiju stuff that you had never knew about until you started writing this book?
I never knew about the Ishiro Honda Frankenstein films.
Okay.
So like the Ishiro Honda Frankenstein kaiju, like Toho really wanted that to be something. Like they because they wanted that to be something, and like I feel also at the same time, the couple of times that they did their own take on King Kong, they wanted it to be something. Even though with the and I don't think I put this in the book because I didn't. This is something that I just learned like a couple of weeks ago regarding the original King Kong versus the Godzilla versus King Kong, the Toho version. When legendary special effects guru Willis O'Brien, responsible for the original King Kong, saw the Toho Godzilla versus King Kong and he saw their take on King Kong, he was just like, this is an abomination. Like he was so like just saddened.
Oh no.
Because they did like a lot of beautiful stop motion and like all these like different like range of depth like special effects for a film in the 1930s, which honestly those effects hold up better than some movies that come out today.
Astonishing. Yeah.
I agree.
And so you do that and then like you get told, yeah, man, the studio that makes Godzilla, they want him to fight King Kong. Oh, that's great. I can't wait. Oh my God, what is this?
Yeah, and I mean, like the King Kong in that movie isn't exactly a looker. Like he's not the most beautiful King Kong that's ever existed.
No.
Unfortunately,
no, not at all, not at all. But but that stuff I didn't really know about. While writing the book, it was like when I started doing the King Kong, started writing about King Kong movies. Yeah. I believe it was King Kong Escapes, where he fights Mechanic-Kong. Yep. And and that whole connection between Toho and Rankin Bass Studios, Rankin Bass, who were known for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, a lot of the stop, like Santa Claus is Coming to Town, a lot of the stop motion type stuff. I mean, he also did some animated stuff too, but they like developed this relationship off of that film, to where that spun them off to working out years later. When I believe it was Toho, they wanted to like get into the American movie market outside of Godzilla. So Toho and Rankin Bass teamed up and they said, we're going to do 3 movies. And the first one was called The Last Dinosaur. Full-blown production and it's really cool soundtrack. Like legendary singer Nancy Wilson like sung the theme song, and back in the 70s, like early 70s, you said Nancy Wilson, you paid money. Okay. And so had this really, really nice soundtrack. The film looks good. Like, it's your typical Toho effects and stuff like that. And they went to like every single distributor in the United States, every single studio. And they were like, nope, no, thank you. Don't want it.
Such a bummer.
Don't want it. So what ends up happening though is that ABC, this is pre-Disney ABC. This is still Capital Cities owned ABC. They're like, well, we do these Sunday night movies, so we'll take it. And so they take it, and it becomes this like massive success. Okay, so now Toho and Rankin Bass were like, well, we didn't make the movie theater, but we still did good. So let's do it again. So then they do like the Bermuda Depths, and then they do like another movie. I forget the name of the third one. I know the third one has. I forget the gentleman's name.
I can try to look it up real quick for you. In
this great book right here that I can reference.
Oh no, it's okay.
If I can get
it's
to
okay.
It quickly.
It's okay. It's okay. Like I have hit that age where it's like the information's up there, and like I'm trying to open up the door to get it, and I'm like, where's my key?
Yeah.
Where did I put my key?
Yeah. Oh, dude. I mean, we'll discover like really cool facts when we're doing this podcast, like researching about Godzilla movies, and then it's like do the next one next month, and I'm like, did we talk about this before? I really don't remember. I mean, it's like new to me again every month, like just completely out of your head.
Jack Palance was in like the third one. Was in the third movie. Was Jack Palance. The Bermuda Depths has like a young Carl Weathers. So if I'm not mistaken, like the Bermuda Depths is pre-Rocky. It's pre-Rocky because like Carl Weathers was a professional football player before he became an actor. And so like I think after he retired from football, he just went straight into acting. And like the Bermuda Depths is one of his like earlier films.
That's so cool. The Ivory Ape is the third one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for giving me this information. I had never heard of these before. And the image of the dinosaur from The Last Dinosaur was so striking to me that I'm like, I want to watch the movie just based on that.
That's the thing is like, I think it's impossible to look through your book and not start jotting down all these movies you want to watch. And I'm so glad you brought this one up specifically because it also stood out to me. So it's also right there at the top of my list of like, I got to go watch that one.
Oh yeah.
It also has Joan Van Ark in it, who we love because she voiced Spider. We love her specifically because she voiced Spider-Woman in the Spider-Woman cartoon, and she kills it in that cartoon.
I'm so glad y'all brought that up because like Okay, we're going on a tangent.
Please,
Screw it.
yeah.
Okay, listen.
Heck yeah.
Listen.
Heck yeah.
I absolutely adore that ridiculous ass cartoon with all my heart.
It's so
It's
good.
it's so good. 9 times out of 10 makes zero sense
Yes.
at all, but you don't care.
Yes.
Like to this day, once a year, someone sends me like the video clip of Spider-Woman fighting Wookiees.
Yes.
And I every
You get
year,
it.
once a year. And
Get it.
and
you
I'm
get
like,
it.
you know, I'm like, bless you. Bless you for this.
Yeah.
You know. And then there was that one episode where like Spider-Man actually shows up. You know.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
this is all interconnected. This is great. You know, I wish that Spider-Woman like would get more play. To be honest with you, regardless of whether it's Jessica Drew or Jessica Carpenter, like whatever version. Like I don't care. I feel like a Spider-Woman cartoon is viable.
We talk about it all the time.
Like,
watching one episode of that just sparks all these other ideas of things they could have been doing with her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you probably, I'm sure you don't know this, but we have a weekly podcast, Wallowing Up Snappers, where we cover like episodes of every Spider-Man cartoon ever made. And we almost didn't do Spider-Woman just because we were like, I mean, is it the same? I don't know. And then we were like, we're stupid. Why wouldn't we do Spider-Woman? I think someone suggested it to us. And I think very recently we were like, is Spider-Woman like our favorite show out of all of them? I think it is. It's just like at least the one that we're most excited to watch and talk about because it is just such a ridiculous ride every time. You know?
Yes, and seeing that was also during that period of time before Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, there was a Spider-Man cartoon in the early 80s as well. That had done very well. There was supposed to be a season 2, but the offers came from NBC to say, hey, why don't you bring Spider-Man over here, but make it a little different. And so that's how you get Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. And so like, and then with Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, then like it gets even better because it's like, oh, okay. Here's the pilot episode of how they became to be the Spider Friends. And oh, look, there's Tony Stark. Oh, you get to see him as Iron Man for like 7 seconds. And as a child, that was the greatest thing in the entire world. Okay. I recorded that off the TV on my VCR. And I remember rewinding that scene 15 times. He's just in outer space blasting asteroids. Don't care. It's the greatest thing ever. You know, or like the X-Men show up twice and you learn about like as a kid, like something I picked up on was like animation styles. So like the first time the X-Men show up, you know, they got Thunderbird, Nightcrawler, and all of them. Colossus, the animation style is different than the time Firestar tells her origin story. And like they got the X-Men at Xavier's mansion. Wolverine is there. He's got an Australian accent for some reason, even though he's Canadian. And and also Angel is there, but you can tell this is from a Japanese studio that animated this one. Yeah, because
it was Toei doing it, which is so incredible.
It was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous. And like, and those the thing once again, it was one of those things. It's like, well, you know what? We're probably never going to get an X-Men cartoon. As a kid, you know, I'm like, well, we'll never get an X-Men cartoon. But hey, I got this. And then they did that X-Men cartoon pilot years later, which got me so excited. Like I literally would watch Marvel Action Pack, which was just repackaged Spider-Man's Amazing Friends / Spider-Man, Dino Riders, and RoboCop. And then sometimes they would mix it up. So when they played that X-Men pilot for the first time, like I was ready. And so then like next week I came back, I was like, okay, what's going to happen this week in X-Men? No. I went back 10 straight Saturdays for that. And I was just like, where's X-Men? Where are they? Now, we got it later, which is great. And I adore it and love it. But there's something about like the 80s Marvel animated stuff, like the I guess like the Patty Freeling production stuff that just resonates with me. And like, it's just great. You know, like last tangent, I swear. Last tangent.
You're good.
In the 1980s, the Spider-Man series, and I would not be surprised if this particular episode was handled by Toei. They literally do this thing where like Red Skull basically convinces New York that Captain America is the enemy, and basically J. Jonah Jameson essentially turns into Fox News, and people turn on Cap, and I remember watching this again back in 2010, and I was like, man, this is still socially relevant today. This is wild.
It's
wild.
And
and the thing is that he was trying, Red Skull was trying to capture Captain America so he could swap so they could swap bodies because Red Skull wanted Captain America's body, right? So he could take over the world. Well, what ends up happening is that, and once again, this is for kids, mind you. This is for kids. The scientist that is there with Red Skull and Cap and Spidey, the scientist is like, no, this isn't right. We're not doing this. And switches up the machine and kills the Red Skull. You literally see his essence leave his body. And I was like, oh, Red Skull ain't coming back next week. Okay. And as a kid, it's just no, you come back next week. You lost. You took that L. Come on back next week. Try again. No, there's no coming back. The Nazi's dead. He's not coming back.
Incredible. Well, and those shows occasionally had monsters that were pretty big. You almost might say that there's some kaiju in those cartoons too. So no wonder it was appealing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. It was a wonderful time. A wonderful time.
Yeah. Speaking of, obviously we're a Godzilla podcast, so we have to ask a couple of Godzilla questions. You do talk about in your introduction how you initially got into kaiju, which was through watching a Godzilla movie. But I guess for our listeners who maybe haven't had a chance to read the book yet, so tell us just your history with Godzilla.
Sure. My history with Godzilla, I was around 4 or 5 years old. It was a Saturday night, and it was a Saturday night, so I was able to stay up late that night. And it was after 11:30, and I was starting to get tired. And I was like, I guess I'm gonna go to bed. I got to see 20 minutes of SCTV. Okay, I did okay. I can go to bed. Because literally as a kid, I was a weird kid. I wanted to flip between SCTV and Saturday Night Live, at the age of 4 and 5.
That kind of I think it makes sense.
It's bizarre, but I absolutely loved it. Well, I was like, I'm going to go to bed. And so my mom is watching TV, and as I'm walking up the steps, I hear the Godzilla roar because she turned the TV, and I hear the scream, and I was like, what's that? I ran back downstairs. Destroy All Monsters was on. You see all these kaiju, and I see Godzilla, and then it cuts to the creature feature guy that's we'll be back with Destroy All Monsters and blah blah blah. And I looked at my mom and I said, can I stay up? Can we watch this? And my mom is the reason. My mother and my father are the reason why I do what I do. They gave me a love for comic books and cartoons and toys and stuff like that. I joke with people when I say sometimes I think my mom loves this stuff more than I do. But she's like, yeah, we'll watch it together, baby. Come on, have a seat. And so I sat there with my mom. We watched the movie. She made some popcorn, and that was one of the greatest nights of my life. And the next morning after breakfast, I'm on the kitchen table with paper and crayons, just drawing Godzilla, trying to make my own monsters, and it just opened up this whole other world that I never knew of. And so I know for kids nowadays, they discover things differently because cable television unfortunately is kind of slowly fading away, and antenna TV still exists, but the big four aren't what they used to be, or big three aren't, big four. They're not what they used to be. Because streaming is really dismantled television, and a lot of times in bad ways. But kids discover all this differently now. There's appointment television is far and few between now. Outside of social media, outside of social media, appointment viewing television is far and few between. So say for instance, you might get the families might get together once a week to watch Abbott Elementary. Okay. But but like, you know, like they're just waiting for Blue Bloods to hit Paramount Plus. It's like, oh, that'll be on in about 2 days.
Yeah.
I ain't got to worry about that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but like, so like they all discover
Yeah.
this stuff
Yeah.
differently now. You know, and like I just wish kids will be when some are, because they'll hop on the YouTube, they'll peruse the channels. But like, I wish that like they could get that joy from like the creature feature hosts like Svengoolie.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? And then like they put him on like that
Yeah.
MeTV channel now, so like you can see him there. And
Right.
but like I wish kids could like just get that feeling, that analog feeling.
Yeah.
And I think it would give them a better appreciation.
Yeah, there's something about bumping into your new favorite thing that just is totally different now. It doesn't work quite the same way. Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It does not. And so like I like that element of surprise. You know what I mean? Like being sucked into something, and like you don't know whether this is going to be good or not, but you're invested. You are invested. And like I miss like the independent like antenna channels that existed, you know, before they became like Fox affiliates. You know, back in like the mid to late 80s. Like that's how I discovered this is a Japanese Toei. Was it Toei or Toho? I can't remember which studio. There's this film called Message from Space. Okay. It's basically Japanese Star Wars. Okay. Like, cause like they were going to capitalize off of it. They saw what George Lucas did and they were like, we can do that. Come on, let's do it. And, you know, and so like they had American actors like Vic Morrow. They brought in Sonny Chiba in a very small role. And like, I wish Sonny Chiba would have had a bigger role, but you know, it is what it is. But like, I saw that movie once again, late night creature feature host. And like, I was like, wait a minute, those are spaceships. Oh, that's a robot right there. Oh, wait a minute, these are the bad guys. Oh, they look cool. Oh, let's go. You know, and so,
yeah.
And so like that film, like Star Wars, it dragged me in. But the difference is that like I had to hunt to see if I could ever watch that movie on TV again for like 15 years. Okay. Like it wasn't made available in America on like DVD and Blu-ray until like maybe 7 years ago.
Right.
So like, but like it had been like that moment watching, it was like on WTTV. It was like, cause like we lived in Ohio at the time, but there was a channel based out of Indiana that was in our cable package, WTTV Channel 4, which later became an NBC affiliate. They had a late night show. I watched Message from Space right there. And I was like, this is the most amazing thing in the world. I was so captivated by it. I apologize for the tangents.
No, you're good.
No, you're fine.
It's all interconnected. And like, honestly, I think your book is like, it's the kind of thing that like we would have fought over at the library because of that exact experience you're describing, right? Where it's like, I saw this one movie and now I can never find it again, but I can at least read about all these other things that maybe someday I'll get the chance to watch. You know, that's what this book feels like to me.
Yeah. Well, and especially I think like for Americans, you know, a lot of times like Japanese sci-fi and tokusatsu is just not, it is just not something that you could that you can easily just get exposed to. So like something like it makes total sense that like your first like eye-opening moment of discovery was Destroy Monsters like late at night on like a weekend night, you know, that feels so correct. Like it feels so right because it's sort of like, what is this?
Right.
Like it feels so different from anything I've ever seen before. And I feel like a lot of people have had that experience with tokusatsu like that, you know? And it is probably, I don't know how kids today, not to be all kids today, don't understand, but I don't really understand how kids today could discover it in that way without having someone sort of introduce them to it first. You know,
that's how like one of my friends introduced Godzilla to his son. I believe his son's like 4 or 5 years old, and like he was like, hey, he was like, you want to watch Godzilla? And like his son was like, well, what's that? And he turned it on via streaming, and this kid's now a Godzilla junkie. He's an absolute Godzilla junkie. Like they even made like a little Godzilla movie together with like Godzilla figures and Legos and like because like his dad does like a lot of video editing. So like he filmed all this footage for his son, edited it all together, and like his son had a Godzilla suit on. It's the most adorable thing I ever seen. And but like he's addicted to Godzilla. You know, and so like it can happen. It's just that nowadays it's going to be more, I'm going to either introduce this to you, or I'm on Tubi and I'm just scrolling. What's that?
Yeah. That's
You
the
know?
only place that
Like,
experience really
Yeah.
exists anymore, is like Tubi or Pluto. Yeah.
Kinda.
Mhm.
Yeah. One of the little things that you did right at the top of the book in the introduction was have that list of like, hey, are you new to all this stuff? Like, here's just a list of very straightforward things to watch if you want to be introduced to it. I'm just so curious about like your thought process with picking what you did. Like, I totally got the original Godzilla and King Kong totally makes sense, but I love like picking like Ultra 7 and the 95 Gamera, like stuff like that. I'm just curious of your thought process for how you made
Okay,
this.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Okay, here we go. Yep, because I got my copy of the book right here. All right. So like King Kong 1933, of course, that's a staple. That's a staple. We have to put that in. I feel that like anybody young or old needs to see that movie at least once. With the original Godzilla, it's the first one. Once again, like King Kong. Here's the introduction. Like, you have to watch this one before you watch the other ones. With Ultra 7 holds a very special place in my heart. Ultra 7's my favorite Ultraman. And the thing is that when I was a teenager, TNT played Ultra 7, but there's this company that used to exist called Sonar. Sonar got the rights from Super Rise production team to air Ultra 7 around the world. And so it was redubbed for America and like re-edited a little bit, but edited slightly, but it was just dubbed. And so, and also had a narrator too, I believe. And I remember those would come on at like 7:00 in the morning on TNT. And I literally would have a VCR ready. And from 6:59 to 7:29, I would record Ultra 7. And then from 7:30 to 8 a.m., I would record Power Rangers.
Yes.
Okay. Because Power Rangers like went from like a Saturday thing to like a weekday morning thing to now it's a weekday afternoon. Like, this is our staple. This is our bread and butter. Okay. So literally I would come home in the evening, and before going to bed, I had an episode of Ultra 7 and Power Rangers every night. And it was during a period of time where like I just was so happy to see like Toku, and I didn't know it was called Toku back then. I had no idea, but like it gave me that feeling. It gave me that feeling of being a 4-year-old discovering Godzilla for the first time.
Yeah,
and like and once again, it was something like, especially with Ultra 7, it's like I'm not going to see this. I felt I was like, I'll never see this again. I will never see this again. So let me record as many of these as I possibly can. And and I felt that way about Power Rangers too. I was just like, I don't think American audiences are going to get this, and it ended up becoming a worldwide phenomenon until Hasbro decided to kill it. But that's another story for another time. Anyway, it just brought back that really warm feeling that I had. And also I love Ultra 7's design. I think his design is very simplistic, but yet at the same time, he's just so damn cool, man. Like I love using Ultra 7 as an example. And once again, I took a long, as my mother would say, I took a long way to go across the street. So Destroy All Monsters, had to put that in there because that's the very first Godzilla movie I ever watched. Gamera, Guardian of the Universe, from 1995. For me, that's one of Gamera's best films. And and plus you can't go wrong with a flying space turtle. So in there. Pacific Rim, I love that movie so much. It's a live action anime, and like you can tell in Pacific Rim, Guillermo del Toro was hands on that entire movie. There are moments where say for instance when the Jaeger, when the main Jaeger in the series, in the movie is powering up, they literally do the anime thing where it's going through all these rigmarole, all these steps, and then before it steps out, punches it punches its hand. It's okay, it's time to clock in and go to work. And they do that 2 or 3 times in the movie, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. This is anime. This is basically anime. Oh yes, all right, yes. And so And like I thought that was a fantastic movie. I have issues with the sequel, but I love John Boyega. And that's where I'll leave it with that, because if I don't, I'll go on a tirade about Scott Eastwood. So I'm not gonna do that. Okay. And then Godzilla Minus One. Godzilla Minus One is a breathtaking film that was literally done on $5 in a drink. And it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It doesn't matter if you watch it in minus color or in color. Doesn't matter. It's beautiful. And like, it's a film about PTSD, trying to rebuild, rebuild your life and your family, the fallout of nuclear war, like all these things. It's just it tugs at your heart,
Mm-hmm.
and like Godzilla is a pure threat.
Yeah.
Godzilla's not jumping around doing a celebration dance. He's not sliding on his tail to kick a monster. No. He's here to kill you all. You're in his way. So like those are why I picked. Those are why I picked them.
I love that. Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, so much of I think what we try to do on the podcast too is very predicated on like Doug is new to all of the Godzilla stuff. He's new to Toku stuff, like Toku stuff, but new to Godzilla. And I know a lot of our listeners are also sort of like going along the journey along with us with being introduced to Godzilla. And people are always asking like, hey, this Toku thing that you talk about sounds cool, but it's how do you even get into it? So it's really cool to have a resource available to be like, I mean, you know what? Here's a book. You can just like go buy that. There you go.
And that's the whole thing. Like the whole purpose of this book is to make people comfortable with Toku. Just make them comfortable with it and make them understand that like some of this American stuff that you've seen, that's Toku too.
Yeah, I love that you have the sections about specifically international films that do things, the American stuff that does stuff, that there are cartoons and animated series in there. Like there is somewhere for everybody to launch from, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah. I never thought of Anaconda as a kaiju film.
I know. I had the same reaction. I was like, it does belong in here, doesn't it?
That totally makes sense. I never made that connection before.
Yeah, like when I was putting it together, I was just like looking up, but like I was looking up movies myself, writing down stuff I knew off the top of my head. I was like, that'll work. And like, and then I was like, you know what? Let me just do something for fun. And like, I hopped on the internet, hopped in the web browser, and I did a search, and I was just like, American kaiju film, just to see what results I would get. And there was a website that was just like, here are a list of American kaiju. And I was like, no, that's not one. That's not one. No, that's not one either. Anaconda. And I stopped. And I was like, giant ass snake. Yes, kaiju. Let's go.
Yeah. It's a fun section. It's a fun section to look at some of that stuff you wouldn't immediately think of and then draw the line, right? Like Eight-Legged Freaks makes so much sense when you draw the line back to older big bug films,
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, man, like Eight-Legged Freaks is actually a good movie. It's a good B movie, like straight up. It's a good B movie.
Sure.
But like it was during a period of time where it's so weird where American cinema was very experimental, like in the 90s and the early 2000s. It was extremely experimental. And like they would do things like Kangaroo Jack, which somehow made hundreds of millions of dollars.
So much money.
So weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kangaroo Jack, the mere fact that like I still remember who that son of a gun is, like makes all this money. Warner Brothers was like, why are we doing this movie about the eight-legged spiders that are giant and mutated? That's gonna make gajillions. And like nobody cared. No one cared. It's like you couldn't be willing to suspend your disbelief about some giant spiders to reminisce about old school monster films. Nope. Give us the kangaroo.
But that kangaroo though.
Kangaroo Jack, a rapping kangaroo. Man, like
he only raps for like one dream sequence. It's mostly like a movie about
like
drug
that
dealers.
Movie on that rap.
Yeah, I can still picture the poster with that rapping kangaroo right on there. Yeah,
even if it's one sequence, I don't care. It irritates me to death. And if I ever meet Anthony Anderson, I'm gonna look him dead in the eye and be like, "Listen, black man to black man, you weren't supposed to do movies like that." I know you needed a check. I get it. It was a family film. Don't you ever embarrass yourself.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
Oh, what a time.
Yes.
What a time. This is only tangentially related, but you brought it up, but I wanted to bring it up anyway. Doug and I are both really big Power Rangers fans. Have been for a very long time.
See plenty of things behind us, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There was literally a bin right over here that is the original Power Rangers figures, the Automorphin.
Yes.
Mint on card.
Nice. Nice.
Okay. And I have one signed by Walter Jones.
Whoa, yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I also have a Saba, the original Bandai Saba in box. It's autographed by Jason David.
That was my dream toy as a kid. It's the reason I have one hanging right behind me is because I couldn't have one as a kid. So the moment they made a new one, I was like, yes, I'm gonna get that now.
Yes. Yeah, like Power Rangers means, man, that's okay. Power Rangers is one of the reasons why I write books.
Hell yeah.
There was nothing I wanted to do more than to write Power Ranger stories. That show got me so hyped. I was like, no, I want to write Power Ranger stories. And I was I was in my 20s, and I was just like, no, that's the career. That's what I want. And
amazing.
And so and the thing is that it was around 2007 I got into the comic book business. And I was doing comics independently, and I was I learned the ropes of how to make comics, and then I worked for a comic book company for a decade, and until it just literally burned me out, and I just didn't want to do it anymore.
Sure.
Because my journey in the comic book world was not the best. So and at that time I had made books and I had written a few books, but my career was literally just floundering. Mm-hmm. So then things switched up. And I started working in the book market, and I started writing kids' books, and all these doors open, and I got a literary agent, and I got a book deal, and all this other stuff. And then I started getting all these work for hire gigs. But the thing that turned the switch on, there's a kids' book company called Capstone, and they were like, "Listen, you've written a couple books for us. We love them. They're great. But we have these things called high-low reader books, and so short sentences, highlighted words, special effects text, spot illustrations. It's to get kids and people into reading." And they were like, "We want you to do a superhero series called The Gamer." And I was like, "Okay, well, that's cool." I was like, "What is it about?" They're like, "Well, we don't know. We don't have a clue."
We've got the title. You've got ideas, I hope.
Exactly. And so the moment they said that, I was like, "Oh, this is my Super Sentai book. And this is literally going to be Toku for kids, and they won't even know it's Toku. They won't even know. Literally every story is written like a Toku episode.
That's amazing.
Every single one. And it's this beautiful blend of Super Sentai, Miles Morales Spider-Man, and Spider-Man-ish humor.
Sounds perfect.
I've written 12 of those.
You're saying all the things we love.
I've written 12 of those, and I've had so much fun, because I was able to do things because all the stories are standalone. So there's no origin story. He just has a special wrist device that gives him his outfit and his laser sword, and he can talk to his wrist device, and he has all these different weapons and accessories. And then sometimes one of my favorite stories in that series it was called Bandit Battle. What ends up happening is that he has basically his own Rita Repulsa, okay, and the gamer's Rita Repulsa is called Cynthia Cyber. Okay, Cynthia Cyber is this blend of Rita Repulsa and Lady Doc Ock from
amazing
from Miles Morales Spider-Man movies, right? So in this book, because Cynthia's searching the internet, searching the video game universe to find a villain to defeat the gamer, and she pulls out Bandora the Bandit. Which is this cowgirl, okay? It's cowgirl with these laser whips, lassos and all this stuff. And I named her Bandora because in the Toku world, in the Super Sentai world, Rita is named Bandora. No one's going to catch that.
Except people that are really going to care and actually think it's the coolest thing ever. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. So I named her Bandora the Bandit. And so what ends up happening is Bandora battles the gamer, sucks him into this Wild West video game world, and like they start fighting. He's getting his butt whooped, and he ends up crashing inside of a saloon. And like there are these cowboys that are like, "Why are you dressed like that? You can't beat a cowboy dressed like that. You need you need an upgrade." And so like basically he gets like this power up, and it gives him basically I basically did like my own version of like battleizer armor, but it's like a cowboy style outfit.
So cool.
Man, like I adore that series so much. Like I said, I got to write 12 of those, and like and they're all illustrated by Francesca Ficarelli, and like those books just mean a lot to me because like a lot of times when I do author visits, like I'm talking to school kids, and like I bring up the gamer and I explain to them how the things that inspire us make us help us to be creative, and how like quick example, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was the first ever comic. That's a Daredevil tribute.
Yeah.
And like, and how still like Daredevil's mentor is Stick, the Turtles' mentor is Splinter. The Turtles fight the Foot Clan. Daredevil fights the Hand.
Yeah.
And like, and I explain and I explain to kids how all this is a play on words. All this inspiration is a play on words. They're like, I get it now. And so when I talk to them, I'm like, well, when you combine video games, Super Sentai, Japanese Japanese action shows for kids, and Miles Morales Spider-Man, you get the gamer, and the kids are like, oh, okay. And so it pulls them in. And so like I have a real strong connection with that book. And like my biggest regret is that like I didn't like that was a work for hire. And so like I wish it was mine.
Sure.
I wish it was mine, but that's okay. And, that's okay. I still got other stories that I can tell. But yeah, Toku means so much to me. And like from Super Sentai to Godzilla to Metal Heroes. Oh my God. I love Metal Heroes.
Yeah.
I love them. I absolutely love them. And like there's just so much out there. Like that. And like I want to watch it all.
No, it's literally. I think it's probably literally impossible.
I know.
Just the sheer amount of content of it that exists out there. Like, yeah.
Yes, and all the things I want to watch aren't available in physical media form.
Yeah. It's better now than it ever has been, but it's still not enough.
Tough. Yeah. It's like, what do you mean I can't watch Kazizetsu Subat? What do you mean I can't watch that? They got one episode on the Toei channel, and I'm like, that's one episode, fam.
Yeah.
I've seen that episode 55 times. I would like to watch the rest. Why can't I find Robot Detectives? Why? Yeah. Okay, I swear to God. Last tangent. I swear. I absolutely swear. Because I know we're supposed to be talking about Kaiju.
I mean, if this isn't getting people to buy the book, like what else is, Okay.
So Robot Detective, it was filmed in like the 70s.
Yeah.
And like, and all the, like a lot of the Toku in the 70s always starts out with this like wide pan shot of the city. And you'll see a vehicle like going down the street or a plane flying in the air. And then like it's either that car pulls over to the side so you get the zoom in. So like, you see this car coming down the street, special looking car, and then like zoom in on the car and the car stops. And then a robot in a jacket and a derby hat steps out, and it's like Robot Detective. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
70s Toku is unmatched.
Immediately.
Yes. It's so, and every time Robot Detective, because like Robot Detective, like the police chief hates Robot Detectives. He's like, we don't need robots to help to solve crimes, right? And like Robot Detective's like, no man, I'm just here to help, bro. That's all I'm here to do is help. But like when he's ready to fight a monster, it's the greatest thing because he literally takes the hat off and he rips his jacket off, like swings it in the air 3 times and throws it. He's like, let's go. Oh my God. Man, it's the absolute best. It's just so much fun.
Yeah. It's so imaginative, and I think it can inspire so much creativity because it's so imaginative, and especially for for us in the States. Like again, we so as much as Toku has influenced a lot of our pop culture more than I think we realize, it's still not enough, I think, in some cases, and so I think anytime you get that spark of like, I can't believe this exists. I'm like with like Aquamizer 3, which is another one that it's like, I need more than like 10 episodes to be fan subbed. I need just a complete release of it. I want to watch the whole freaking thing. It's so cool. Right. And nothing else has ever looked like that before. Yeah. It's just, it's so incredible. I mean, and it's like, I think that this is why a book like Kaiju Unleashed, to circle it back, is really cool because I think these things are kind of hard to break into when you're new to it. And even if you're immersed in it, even if you have been a Toku fan all your life, there's so much stuff out there that you probably just happen to have never heard of just because it's not super accessible. So having just an easy reference with even just a few things that you've never heard of is such a gift to have, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's great. Like, it's like in this book, you can learn that like, Toho wasn't the only Japanese studio making kaiju films. There was Daiei Studios, okay? There was Daiei. But then you also think about the Shaw brothers. Like, you know, like they hopped into that. You know, they hopped into that for a very short period of time with Goliath, I believe. And so like, and that's just like I said, like say for instance, like, or Gorgo, which was like a like a Irish, British, Scottish, British co-production, I believe. So like which MST3K, you know, they did their whole take on it and whatnot. And that's how I was introduced to Gorgo. I was like, what in the hell is this?
Sure.
You know, and like I didn't know, and I didn't, once again, because of MST3K, I didn't know Reptilicus existed until MST3K came back on Netflix. And they did Reptilicus, and it was the American International Pictures version, the AIP version. And so that movie's horrible. It is absolutely, without a doubt, one of the worst kaiju films in cinematic history, not named Godzilla 1990.
I love the long walk to get to that dig. This is the perfect timing because we literally just did an episode on that. That'll be the most recent episode that would have come out on our feed.
Okay.
Before this, and we're all on the same page with that. So no hot takes here.
Okay. Thank you. Film breaks my heart. That film breaks my heart so much. You don't understand. I was in that movie theater when it came out, and I was just like, please be good. Please be good. And this was also still during a period of time where you could be like, well, you know what? At least they got that right. You know, like it'd be one thing, like one thing that they got right. And like, okay, I can accept that. They at least got one thing right. That whole time I was watching this, I just literally the whole time, my best friend Chris, may he rest in peace. He said, "Man, you were just literally just shaking your head no the whole to the point where I didn't even know I was doing it. I was just like, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
The animated series that spun off from that.
Good.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Good
that
stuff.
Part.
Yes. Well, I know we're running up on time. I guess it's just for like a closing question, a nice little neat closing question. Okay. If there's one takeaway that people who, you know, read your book or engage with kaiju movies or kaiju stories, if there's one takeaway you would want people to walk away from it with, what would you like that to be?
That there is a reason for humanity, and that every kaiju film, for the most part, every like every Japanese kaiju film, the focus is on humanity, whether it be the battle for humanity or humanity's struggle. You know, like say for instance, anytime Godzilla battles Hedorah, you know, Hedorah is literally a literal representation of this is what happens when you destroy the environment. Okay. Yeah. And so like these films, yes, I know, like cats in rubber suits, and they're just, you know, they're scratching each other, and little squibs are going off, and all this other stuff. That's great, but like all these films are essentially about humanity, and like in the need to work together and actually help each other make a better world. And if not, Godzilla's going to come and wreck shop, you know. And sometimes he's going to help you, and then like in helping you, he wants you to know, hey, quit fucking up. Thank you. And leaves. Just walks back into the sea. It's like, okay, I'm going to go to McDonald's on the way home. And then I'm going to go home and just watch some TV. Y'all leave me alone. Don't bother me. You know, but like, that's like the one thing, like, you know, humanity is such an important thing in all these like Godzilla films. And like the other thing that I want people to like get out of this book is that kaiju is such a vast genre. And like,
Yeah.
and there are all different types of ways to tell a kaiju story. And that's something I feel that, like, you know, when we talk about these films, you know, we talk about that, like, so you can tell that you can start to figure out the difference between, like, you know, like the Showa era Godzilla to the Heisei era to the Millennium and the Rira era. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's different types of storytelling in that, how they're delivered and how the suits change. And like the suits change from just like a dude in a rubber suit to a dude in a rubber suit with, like, you know, with like electronics in the mask. So like, so the mouth moves and the eyebrows adjust and like, oh, it's like, there's so much cool stuff. So yeah, like I just hope that people dig the book. Like, the love that this book has been getting has been absolutely amazing. It's been out since like the last day of October, and it's, you know, as of this moment, it's like the highest profile book I've ever been associated with.
Oh, awesome.
And you know, like outside of writing a short exclusive comic for Go-Go Power Rangers Volume 2, the hardcover edition.
Yes.
Like outside of that, and you know, so like I'm glad I got that in before I made that Hasbro joke. Anyway, but no, like, I hope that people just walk away just feeling excited about the genre, and like, you know, just try to find a way to watch some of the movies.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you so much. This has been such a joy. It's always fun talking with like just like a real Toku nerd. Just so cool.
Yes.
Amazing. Shawn, if there's anything else you would like to plug, any places you'd like to be found, any other projects you're working on,
okay,
plug away.
No problem. Like, if you want to find me on Blue Sky, like, I'm barely on Twitter now. Like I'll come in and I'll post, say, hey, you know, this happened today. This, you know, they somebody saw my book. Besides that, I'm normally on Blue Sky because Twitter is just a hot ass mess. And like, I will never call that shit X. Never. Never.
Yep.
The only X I recognize is DMX. Okay, that's it. All right.
That one right there.
But like, I'm on Blue Sky at Shawn SHAWN R Pryor PRYOR Shawn R Pryor, like Richard Pryor. Shawn R Pryor on Blue Sky. On Instagram, it's the Shawn P Show on Instagram. My website is ShawnPryor.com. I need to update like the book section because like I had 9 books come out this year.
Yeah,
I haven't put them in there. Ooh. And so like I need to do that. But like you can also find my books. If you go to bookshop.org, type in my name, find a book, and then actually click on my name, it will like give you all the books there. Barnes and Noble is the same way. And I know like a lot of people don't like using Amazon, but like I know some areas that's all you got. Mm-hmm. So you can also find my books on Amazon as well. I have an author page there. And like every now and then I still do a little bit of podcasting with my friends in the Culture Trapping podcast.
Nice.
That's normally like where you would hear the most explicit version of me. You know, like I always make the announcement, like when we podcast, you know, I post on social media, I'm like, have your earbuds or headphones on. Don't let kids listen to this. Mm-hmm. This is grown folk talk. Okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but no, that's where you can find me. Derek, Doug, I had a fantastic time. I would love to come back sometime because like I got so much stuff I want to tell y'all. Like I want to tell you about time back in the 90s when I first saw Power Rangers. And like, and the internet's still young. Okay. So like we're partway through season 1 where it's just on Saturday mornings. Okay. And like, and so like I'm hop on the internet trying to figure things out. This is the GeoCities era, baby. GeoCities.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
And so I find a guy that has Zayu Ranger on VHS tapes, and he said, like he had all the episode numbers. He said, give me a list of episode numbers you want. I'll send you a tape.
Beautiful.
I had no idea. I had no idea what I was getting into. Okay? Like I got that. Like, we got to talk about it.
Sure. Oh, yes.
What an origin story. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd like to find other queer creators to talk about media, check us out at the Glitterjaw Queer Podcast Collective at glitterjaw.com. You can follow us on Facebook and Blue Sky at Glitterjaw and on Instagram at GlitterjawPods. Doug, if you want to find you, where is the best place to do that?
You can find me everywhere at IckyBooley, ICKYBOOLEY, and everything I'm making is through Glitterjaw, so check there. What about you, Derek?
You can find me most places at Derek B. Gale. Same, all my podcasts are also on Glitterjaw. Email us if you have any questions at screonkpodcast@gmail.com. We got a link to our Patreon and our Discord in the show notes. Rate, review, and subscribe. You know how all that goes. But until then, we will see you all in 2025.
See ya.